Well, thank you for coming to the Carolyn Gable website again this week. Today, what I'd like to talk about is what we are all dealing with today is fear. Fear has really taken over the world. And when you pick up the newspaper in the morning or you watch TV at night, you look at the stock market, it looks like, we're all going to be in a breadline in 2009. And so what I want to talk about is this fear. Don't give it power. This is not how we were intended to live our lives. We were intended to live our lives in joy and happiness and peace. And a lot of people, I don't care what you call it, you can call it the devil, you can call it the negative forces, you can call it the enemy. I've heard of many, many different terms for it. But whatever it is a power. But it is our choice. It is a free will that we have been given at birth to choose. So are we going to choose to live in the light, or are we going to choose to live in the dark? Right now, everybody seems to be living in the dark. It's a choice. I mean, you could say, well, I didn't have a choice. I lost my job. I was downsized. I didn't have a choice. I work for General Motors. But we have a choice about what we're going to do with that. That's where the choice comes in. Our soul's journey in life is to learn. And whatever we were in when life, as it appears, throws us a left curve, is really learning. And it's a choice. Are we going to be happy? Are we going to be sad? Are we going to live in fear? Or what are we going to do with that knowledge? This is life school. This is our soul's journey to learn. And I have often said, if we are not learning, watch out, because the learning will reach for you. So what's my advice? My advice to everyone is don't live in the fear. Live in empowerment. Live in love. Live in God's love. He put us all here for a reason. And He put us here to be happy, to love one another, not live in fear. And when we choose fear, we are choosing the dark side. Now, a lot of people are going to say, I don't choose fear. Fear chooses me. No, we have free will. And as long as you have free will, you can choose your thoughts. Well, everybody's going to have the fear thoughts. We all do. I do. But then it becomes a choice. Am I going to, bathe in that thought? Am I going to fan the flame of that thought? Or am I going to say, not me? 2009 is going to be a great year. 2008, when we had our kickoff meeting, I had a big invitation up on the screen for our employees. And I said, and in this picture was an invitation of a recession for 2008. And I said, we are not going to go to this party this year. And we did. We stayed away from it. We've had a great year, especially compared to what everybody else has. And people say, well, how'd that happen to you? We didn't go down that road. Fear is not allowed in this company. It's not allowed in my life. It is not allowed in my children's life. Does it want to creep in? You bet it does. Does it want to come in places I never dreamed of? You bet it does. But I am the warrior, and I suggest that to all of you. Put your armor on, fight that fear, and say, I am a victor, not a victim. Which leads me to next week. Next week, I'm going to talk about being a victim. And boy, look around, a lot of people are victims today. Again, it's a choice. Your circumstances may not have been a choice. What you do with your circumstances is always a choice. So I leave that to you. Have a great week. When you feel that sense of fear, look at it straight in the face and say, you are not welcome here. And I really would love to hear your feedback. I'd love to hear your questions. I'd love to hear, anything you want to talk about. Please sign in on my website, and we will try and address these questions as we move along. So have a great week. Keep smiling. Keep knowing how much God loves you, and I guarantee you your days and your week will be much better. Namaste.